to Reverend Dave, and he said, my favorite kahuna or something like that. And, I said, because I had told him, you put a Bible verse in there, I think it was you, that it is better to sleep on a rooftop than in a White House than it is to live in a house with a brawling woman.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, I said, yeah, I slept on the rooftop before.
Mm-hmm. I got that.
Okay. Well, somebody's picking it up, so I just wanted to text you instead. You just told me how to do it,
Yeah, just hit edit in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and then you'll see a little dot next to each entry, and whatever entry you want to reply to, that's the one you do. And if it's mine, it'll come back to me, only me.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I'm okay. I'll live.
Well, good. Good. I'm glad.
This too shall pass.
The Lord's a great physician,
Yep.
If he decides we're going to get fixed, we're going to get fixed. If he decides our number's up, that's it,
But on the positive note, while I was at UH Hospital this weekend, I spent a lot of time ministering to people and lifting people up who were believers and reaching out to those who needed the Lord, and had one man in particular was demon-possessed. Reason I know is when he talked in English, he spoke about every other word was a curse word, and but when he spoke in another language, I knew he was demon-possessed. So I was praying for him, trying to drive the demon out, and I was up until 3 a.m. waiting for my CPAP machine to come. But in the meantime, the Lord needed me to pray for my nurse and for the aide who was trying to calm him down, and he was just shouting. He was just shouting out in another language, and one I didn't recognize, and I figured it was a demon language, and because demons got their own speaking in tongues that they have that deceives people. So I was just trying to bind and loose and get the guy out. Finally, he left. He went to another ward, but I was worried for the safety of my nurse because she's not that big of a girl, and this guy was a big dude, and I was just afraid he would loose on her, and so I was trying to build a hedge of protection around her with the angels, and so she's okay. She came in the morning. She goes, "Thanks for your prayers." I said, "No problem. That's what I do. I pray and I obey."
Well, that's what's good about being a child of God. You can't be possessed if you're a child of God. You can be oppressed.
Yeah.
But that's what's so good about being a child of God. We don't have to put up with that. But I think it's a great thing that you was a prayer warrior for the people that was trying to help him,
Well, I realized that I was there for a reason. And even though I was only there for less than 2 days, I made good use of my time, and I tried to be salt and light while I was there. Met a young man named Jamie, and I need to be praying for him because he's not saved. And he admitted he's not saved, and I said, "Well, what's holding you back?" He says, "Well, I want to be consistent when I get saved." And I told him, "Well, don't worry about the consistency." I said, "Because there's no guarantees for any of us." I says, "But remember, your time could come earlier than you think. And like I said, there's no guarantees." I says, "Once you're safe in the ark of safety, then you can worry about consistency. And you can worry about being a prayer warrior. And you can worry about all these different things that come with being a child of God." but get yourself saved first. He says, I will. He said, I'm going to go to church Sunday. I says, don't wait that long. He says, call one of your elders, or let me talk to you now. But he didn't want to talk right then because he was busy. So I'm praying that he made that right decision this week and this weekend, and got right with God. And I'm trusting God that God would protect him until he did get to that ark of safety. So, but we never know what that divine appointments will meet during our little detours from the path.
Well, I can tell you that there was a coach of mine one time that was a lost man, and I planted a seed, and the whole football team called me Mr. Goody Two Shoes. But 30-something years later, he finally got saved.
Praise God.
So it took a long time, but I mean that seed, you know.
Mm-hmm. So, well, God's still on His throne. He knows the end from the beginning, so I trust Him by faith to move on people's lives, and I am just His hammer or His screwdriver or whatever you want to call me. But I'm just an instrument in His hands, so that's all I want to do.
You're His servant, right?
Yep.
Well, that's what we're commanded to do, you know. We're supposed to serve, and we're supposed to tell others about Him. So.
But not in a way that would be offensive or drive people away. Because some people fly at you like an old shutter on a window. They'll say, "I'm not saved." And they go, "Well, you need to accept Jesus now." Scare the person half to death.
That's where the fruit of the Spirit comes in: love, gentleness, meekness, kindness. Yeah, you got to do it like that. Yeah.
Yep. I tell you the truth. When I find out somebody's not saved, the butterflies start to fly. But at least now they're flying in formation, so that's good. Yeah.
So what are you doing tonight, Mike?
Turning this down where you can hear me again. I've just hadn't done much today. We've had my youngest daughter over and my youngest grandson. They were over here today, and we took them out to lunch.
Barbecue?
No, it's one of them real fine restaurants. I think it's called KFC or something like that.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's the best.
Well, I forgot to tell you something, Reverend Dave.
What's that?
This guy that asked me, how does he know me? And I told him, Reverend Dave, I told him I was in a group with Reverend Dave, and he said, oh, what group are you in? I said, the Winning Team Pros.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Let me go look and see whose group you're in.
He's with Linworth Nelson.
If I could get his phone number, if I could get to that screen, I could tell you what his phone number is.
Is it Dan Latham?
I have no idea. All I have is a phone number. I can't get to the text screen while I'm on the phone for some reason. Even through the back office. I'm going to hang up and I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right.
As far as the winning team, he comes to us through Linworth Nelson. He's not actually in our Stifort feeder matrix at all, or Stifort matrix at all. Neither is Linworth, but they're both part of the winning team. So
very good.
we kind of took David Mincy under our wing when Linworth sent him to us, and
It's a
he's
good thing to
grown.
do.
He's grown. He's really, really improved in that time. I've met a lot of friends this way, through this business.
Hmm.
Even
Friends
one,
like Paul Birdsall, and
right? Yeah.
Coach Van, and any number of other people.
Any number of other people. Got that fella up there in Ohio. I can't think of his name.
Oh man, I would lose him in a hurry.
No. My relationship with him's been good in many, many ways. Ways that I could never begin to tell. So.
Well, it looks like if I can cycle out of Tesseract 2, plenty of money for a trip down south this winter.
That'd be good.
Welcome back, David.
Hey, the guy's phone number, or the person, I should say, is 949-244-6026.
Okay, hang on. No, that's not Dan.
I don't know who it is.
You sure it's a guy?
I don't know who it is. I'm going to call it, though, and see if I can sell him. See if I can get him in the group now that he knows about it. Or she or he or whatever it is.
Hang on, I'm looking. $949. Up here it is. That's Elaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is she already in the winning team pros?
No, she's in another thing. She's carrot bars and Gold Ad Matrix.
Oh. Well, she asked me how she knows me, and I said, well, I'm through Reverend Dave. I'm in a group with him, and now she knows about the winning team pros. She probably already did,
Yeah, she knows about it. She's involved with others, so she has a meeting every Tuesday and Thursday night. That's why she's not here.
Seems
I
to
think,
be popular
anyway.
nights.
Yeah. She's out in SoCal.
SoCal.
Where?
Southern California.
Oh.
She's a pretty neat lady. She's part Japanese, part Hawaiian, and all American.
All American, huh?
Yep. She's the one I just told you about, Mike, that just made the $4,500 payday.
Uh-huh.
So I think she sent me a YouTube video of Kool and the Gang singing Celebration. I said I appreciated that, so I wrote her back and congratulated her. And
I thought she came from the group texting thing,
yeah, she's a neat lady.
a
Where's
headache.
Marnie?
I don't know where Marty is. I haven't heard her tonight.
Where's
Has
Corinne?
anybody
I
talked to
haven't
Corinne
heard her.
recently?
I have not talked to Corinne since she went to California. I haven't heard if she came back from California. So
I thought she did.
She went out there. She went out there and found her a man.
she was just going out there to visit her sisters, is what she was going to do. So I don't know. But her mother lived there in Chicago area where she lived, and
She wasn't too happy with her job either. She might have just decided to relocate.
that's entirely possible. But the phone still reaches out there, so I would have thought she'd have still called in. I don't know. I haven't heard from her. I think I might send her an email or something, see if I can find out what her situation is.
I got a daughter that's supposed to deliver a baby in the morning.
Oh, well,
Cool.
that's
Grandpa
congratulations.
David.
Yeah, they bought
sure?
me this shirt. They bought me this shirt that I wear around the house. It's got 2 thumbs up, and it says, "This Grandpa knows everything."
Oh, wait.
This your first, David? Or you have more than one?
I got 3.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Still got some
my
catching
son-
up to get to me.
yeah. I got my son's got 2 boys, and his wife wanted to have 6, but after the last one, he said, "I don't know if I want to have 6 now."
Changed your mind a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I have 11 grandkids, and number 6 great grandkid is on the way. So
Cool.
if you think you're going to catch up to me, think again.
Well, I didn't know we was racing.
Even I hadn't caught up to you yet, Dave.
Uh-huh.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 official grandkids, and I've got 4 more unofficial grandkids that we kind of unofficially adopted. So, plus at certain times of the year, I've got a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. I bet you everybody comes around Christmas to look at Santa Claus.
Yeah. Sometime
Well,
all
does it
year
count?
round.
Does it count if I put 100 of them on a bus?
No, it don't count. But then none of them count with me either, because I really have no blood relatives for me. I just claim them as my own.
Well, that's kind of what I do with the last 4, is claim them as my own. And I've known every one of them since they were born. Well, for the most part. Who hadn't? Monica. Yeah, well, there's 2 of them I've known shortly after they were born, but not right as. But all the rest of them I've known since they were born.
Mm-hmm.
Known their
Sounds
parents.
like my friends Randy and Diane lives down near you in Rome. I think it's Rome, Georgia, is north of Atlanta.
Yeah, Rome's north of Atlanta.
They live out there, and they've got 4 beautiful kids, and I've known all of them since they were just either born or their youngest was, I think, 2 years old when I first met her.
Yeah.
So, helped to raise them, and when Dad was absent because he was working down south and they were up in Ohio, I shouldered my load and helped out whenever I could, and we had some really good times, and I love those kids to death, and I think of them as my own, and
Yeah.
they think of me as their own, and
Yes. about the way it is.
That's the way the Christian family works.
Their parents, or we treat them just like our kids. So. Like, yeah.
You know, Dave, Reverend Dave, that app that I downloaded, Paid to Save.
Yeah.
There's nothing close to me. Everything's 56 miles or longer, and I've got some of them that, you know, coupons that are 100 and some miles away from me. So
right.
That's done.
But keep in mind the big box stores are coming online right now. They're starting to come online, so you'll get like Walmarts and Kmart's and big box stores, so you'll be able to use them there.
Okay.
So that'll be nice. That was what drew it to me, because plus the guy paid it forward for me and put me in. I didn't expect that, but he did anyway, and so I was grateful.
Yeah.
Well, my friends, I'm starting to fade, so I'm going to let you go.
Well, I think I will too. We'll let you go. We really appreciate you being in here. We appreciate both of you, actually. David, unless you got something we really need to talk about, I think we'll just go ahead and call it a night here. And if you do, I can sit in here and talk as long as you need to talk.
All right. Good night, Reverend Dave.
Good night, David. Take care. God bless. Good night, Mike.
All right.
Good night. God bless.
It's just me and you, right?
Just me and you.
I can't think of anything. I've got a severe headache right now.
Well, then you need to go take care of it. That's sometimes the most important thing. And that's what I was talking to Dave about earlier before you came online there, and everything. And he's had a pretty rough go of it here the last couple of weeks, so few weeks. And
yeah, he was in good spirits tonight, though.
Yeah, he really was.
Good to hear him.
He usually is, regardless of what goes on, what happens in his life and everything. He's still usually good spirits. So
yeah.
I appreciate him. I've been around Dave for years and years now, and learned a lot from him. And hopefully he learned a little bit from me. So.
Yeah. No, that's about it. I can't think of anything.
Alrighty. Well, we'll just let you go. Maybe you can go get some rest or something like that and get rid of that headache, and we'll talk to you and look forward to hearing you on Thursday night, I guess.
Okay.
Alrighty. Have a great night. God bless.
All right. Good night.